This is a fan review of LEGO Lord of the Rings, The Shire, which came out in 2025 with 2,017 pieces retailing for £230. Here on the box we see a display of the entire set with all the minifigures included. The back of the box shows the scale of the set and the back of it and all the little rooms and features on the inside. Without further ado, let's open it up. Opening up the box, you'll find 15 numbered paper bags. Also a plastic bag for the horse and some base plates. And lastly, the instruction manual in this big paper bag. Looks like we have 3 instruction booklets. Very small sticker sheet for such a big set, which is definitely a positive. Opening up the first instruction booklet, you'll find some information about the Shire, some pictures from the films, a message from the LEGO designer team, and then starting off the set. Let's open up bag 1 and start building up the set. Opening up bag 2, we can then begin with building the Shire. This is what the set looks like after the first instruction booklet. The middle section is complete, as well as Gandalf's cart. After bag 12, you'll find yourself done with the main set, and you can work on the last instruction manual with 3 bags left with all the side builds. After a couple of hours of building, here is the finished set. For the first side build, we have Merry and Pippin setting off Gandalf's firework, and then also hair that can show when they've been exploded by the firework. Moving along, we have the 2 people that watch Gandalf and Frodo go past in the cart. And then we have Gandalf and Frodo in the cart with the fireworks. Behind there we have Rosie Cotton and Bilbo's birthday cake. And then lastly for the side builds we have Bilbo giving his speech on his birthday with the tree and the firework above there. For Bilbo's speech we get a fun play feature where you spin a little cog on the back and Bilbo will disappear. Let's take a look at each minifigure, starting off with Gandalf. This is, I think, a new print for Gandalf, including his hat, his sitting down legs and his hairpiece. Here we have a Bilbo Baggins in his party outfit holding the One Ring. We also see that he has his special hobbit sitting down legs because you can't bend the small hobbit legs. Here we have one of the best minifigures in the set, Frodo Baggins, with his very, very highly detailed printed party costume torso. Samwise Gamgee, or Sam, has an inquisitive face and a brown torso with his secataires. Peregrine Took and Meriadoc Brandybuck, or Pippin and Merry as they're better known, have exquisite torso prints on their minifigures. Although we don't know these minifigures' names, or I can't find them, you see these 2 minifigures at the beginning of Lord of the Rings. Lastly, we have Sam's future wife, Rosie Cotton, in her party dress. That wraps up the 9 incredible minifigures in this set. Now let's move on to the actual bag end itself. The best place to start looking at the set is at the front gate, where we see no admittance except on party business on a sticker on the front gate. Going up from the gate, we have a cobbled path leading up to the bench where Bilbo sits in the Hobbit. That brings us to the entrance of this amazing Hobbit hole. The facade of Bag End is very intricate and very detailed. We see lots of small pieces used, flowers, stone paths, and bits of grass hanging down to show that this is a Hobbit hole. Looking to the right of the front door, the build curves around a little bit and just has another window here and just these slopes on the edge, which isn't very interesting. To the other side, we'll get some more bushes and two other windows leading into the kitchen and to the fireplace you can see there. Finishing off the exterior of this build, we'll look at the roof. On the top of the roof, the first thing you notice is the tree here, the party tree which Bilbo plants after arriving back from the Hobbit from an acorn from Beorn's house. We see two chimneys on top of this build, a little blue bird and some clothes hanging up, and all the way to the left another chimney. Let's take a look at the interior. As soon as we open up the small round door, we're met with a nice rug on the floor and Bilbo's chest full of treasures, including his mithril chain mail suit. Going right from when you come in the door, you'll see a wardrobe with coat hangers and an umbrella stand. This leads you nicely into Bilbo's study where he writes there and back again for Frodo. In this study, we'll see a fireplace with some logs on the floor, a tapestry above the fireplace, and a desk for Bilbo to do his writing at. On the desk we have his deed of contract from The Hobbit and his book, There and Back Again. We can place Bilbo inside of his chair where he can continue writing this book. Going left of the door we come into the kitchen. Inside the kitchen you'll see a table with a teapot on and a map of Erebor. Looking over to the fireplace we see Bilbo's parents above the fireplace in little stickers. This is where one of the play features comes in. If you look at the letter in the fireplace, by switching this over, that turns into the ring, where Gandalf throws the letter into the fire to see if it is the One Ring. That's the small and cosy interior of Bag End. One problem I do have with the interior is it could have gone out 1 or 2 blocks wide just to add in a couple more details that we see in both of the films. That could have been done by not adding so many little side builds in and putting the pieces towards making the interior a little bit bigger. Before we finish, I think it's important that we talk about the price of this set. This set cost £230 or $270 for just 2017 pieces. As of recent years, it is the cheapest and smallest of the 18 plus LEGO Lord of the Rings sets, and I also think it's one of the best to have in your collection. This is because it's much more affordable than the others, and it's a much more iconic place. If you have this on your shelf, people will immediately know what it is. As of 2025, if I was to recommend any LEGO Lord of the Rings set to buy, I would say definitely this one, because it's impossible to be disappointed. If you enjoyed this fan review of this set, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you look at my description, you'll find links to my eBay, where I sell lots of these minifigures, and to my Whatnot, where if you sign up with the link, you'll get $15 or £10 off your first purchase. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.